Market condition majority bullish. S&P futures up about 1% so far this morning, seeing a nice move higher, grabbing all-time highs. We've got some Fed news coming up over the next couple of days. Markets are anticipating some rate cutting here, and we'll see if we end up getting that, but nice move to the upside. We did see breadth continue to tank back down here, 54% on the number of stocks above the 50-day moving average in the S&P 500. That's continued to be quite weak. That could be again, something telling as far as any kind of bearish reversal. We want to see as many participants as possible to the upside, getting that wide breadth so that we know we can trust that uptrend. Part of the issue right here in this uptrend is that we're getting the top 25 names pulling the S&P 500, pulling the entire market higher here as well. So we'll see what we get. That's really just the real one bearish tone that is happening here at these levels. VIX relatively light here at 15. It can get down into that 12 range in a good solid rally. We haven't seen that during this rally here, but it has yet to spike. We're getting 12 and 2, so we're seeing a little bit of shifting right here in that tone for the VIX. Some volatility potentially coming back in to the market. Be aware of that. S&P 500 closed out yesterday at majority bullish, all-time highs on the S&P and the Dow as well. Not quite all-time highs for the Dow. A couple of days ago, that breakout still continuing to hold around that 460 range, and on the DIA. Triple Q's also bullish here, an expanding breakout pattern at that 583 range, and all-time highs on tech stocks as this market is just continuing to melt up right here as well. We're getting some potential FOMO money jumping back in the market, and we'll see if this volatility creates some catalyst for some breakout or some retracement, some profit taking into some of this news. We'll see Russell 2000, these are your small cap names, pressing into the supply block, has yet to break out to all-time highs, but it's working on it. It's continuing to chug along and work its way towards that upside. USO, let's take a look where we're at here. We're at majority bullish, really volatile inside of this range, this 50% 382 range. It's still playing inside of that zone. 75.03 current bid this morning. 72 is the lower end of that range. But we'll see if that 50% retracement line, you've got 1, 2, 3 tags of support here. If it can break back up above that 74 range, that may start to push it back into momentum. It's got some work to do, certainly. Gold continuing its historic run, continuing to fan out this upper trend condition indicator, upper end of the range. All-time highs this morning. Yet again, weekly time frame is really fanned out. Again, this is going to be the one that we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. These typically don't turn out super well when we're this far expanded, this crazy to the upside. What is the one thing that's been on my mind is what exactly does this mean in terms of weak dollar, in terms of interest rates continuing to move lower as they're starting to now continue to trend to this downside on the 2-year. I kind of skipped through, but we're at 354, and then also on the 10-year continuing this trend to the downside here as well. So it's kind of that underlying tone of what's happening in the economy. If interest rates are needing to come down and the Fed's going to cut rates, and we're seeing the number of stocks in the S&P, 50% of those are to the downside, but we're seeing prices move to all-time highs, and we're seeing the dollar weaken, we're seeing gold spiking. There's definitely some positioning starting to happen for some potential downturn right here. We'll see what we end up getting. Just this overall expansion to the upside. It can continue to slog along here towards these towards the moon, but we could certainly use some kind of a retracement, or we could get some kind of a retracement at these levels where we've just yet to see supply. Everything's been demand pushing. A couple stock names to consider today. We're seeing Lemonade, LMND, which has got a confirmation bar back into momentum above the 236, breaking up above these recent resistance areas. on increased volume. That's a structural shift where you're starting to see support moving back into those ranges. This creates, this entire block of counter trend correctness creates a support area where we can then place a stop either below this location or the 236. LMND, interesting name. GCT, also same story. Demand coming into the name here on this confirmation bar, retracing back 382, moving back into momentum, and that gives a pretty wide structural location, but in this case below that 236 would be an area to be watching for. 22 names in the list, some decent names there as well. There were some coal names coming in here. You've got HCC, which has kind of been playing around in this confirmation zone, pushing back into momentum on some coal names. Semiconductors, you've actually got Intel that's coming in there. Intel's trying to come alive again. Some interesting stocks in there for you to consider. If you don't have access to the screen criteria and would like to be able to set this up on your TradingView platform, you can access the information through the links in the description, either through Discord or through Substack. And we've got training materials and links to be able to get all this set up, show you how to be able to process that, and be able to continue to add additional names into your watch list, additional names other than, kind of the ones we kind of go over, just a high level, grab 3 or 4 just to show you what's in there. And but if you want to be able to add a little bit more or tighten things up or understand the process a little bit deeper there, you can access that information. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.